Mary Ellen, she's right behind you, was married right here in this room. And guess what day she was married on? The 24th of July. Oh, so you can imagine what a party it was. It was such a party. There was dancing, there's music going on. And I heard somebody coming up those back stairs, and all of a sudden that door flew open, and there was Mr. Black. He had a gun and he shot 3 holes in the ceiling. Mr. Prisby hurried and jumped down and tackled him. Mr. Jolly was playing the fiddle at the time. I watched him from the corner of my eye. He ran out that door over his fence and home before anybody knew it, because he knew that Mr. Black wanted to play the fiddle at the dance that night. So he was going to come and play the fiddle no matter what. And he had got his nose into that Dixie wine. They made Dixie wine here, and you could only drink what you made. You couldn't drink your neighbors. Or when you went to Sunday school and church, when you took the sacrament, that's the only other place you could have it. So Dixie wine was really good here. But Mr. Black had gotten into it a little bit too much. But from then on, they said anybody that can play the fiddle can play at the dances. So nobody was left out. Everybody got to play. Quick story, Mr. Brigham Young slept here a lot. And one morning in July, he woke up and he looked out that window. Well, it was really hot, so he opened that door, opened that window, and hanging from the tree was his buttboard. Well, that was pretty maddening to him, but what made him madder than that, a buttboard's a wagon without the top on it. Okay? A wagon without the top on it's a buttboard. Anyway, it was full of fresh cow manure. True story. Don't know who did it, but somebody did. How many wives did he have? Did he have 40? How many wives did he have? No. A little over 40, I know. Yeah, so I think he was a little frustrated. So he had a little anger in his body. And he put 100-year curse on Washington City. So Washington City wouldn't grow as fast as all the places around him. That's how come St. George grew faster than Washington. And some days we wish they'd have given us a 200-year curse. But I'll let you know one thing for sure is that this is where Dixie began. This is where the Dixie Cotton Mission was. We were here before anybody else. So when they say the word Dixie, it happened right here in Washington. And Melinda will stick to that story, and she's not going to change it either. But anyway, so we had that 100-year curse. But before that, see that man right here on the counter? Do you know who that is? That's your great-great-great-grandfather, some of them. That's John Covington. John Thomas Covington's right there. And he could play the fiddle like you wouldn't believe. He was such a good fiddle player. And I've asked and I have begged anybody that comes here that's related to him, if they got any of his sheet music, we would love to have a piece of his sheet music, you know, because he wrote so many songs. So you kids do your little genealogy and look out there for me. Right here's a picture of his 14 children, boys, but at 15, but he also had 15 girls. He had 30 children. That's how come you guys are such a big group. I always say, how many of you are from John? You're all from John. That man right over there, right there. And there's his wives. Do you know which wife you're from?
Elizabeth's the oldest.
No, Elizabeth's the mother.
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth's his mother.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm from.
Well, anyway, the little gal from Santa Clara, his first wife, Mr. Covington went to him. He says, son, if you don't marry that girl, I'm going to go catch her up and I'm going to marry her. Well, John knew what his dad was like because he had brought Nancy to the house. And so he went right over and he married her. So that's who he married.
It was Lydia May was his wife.
Lydia May.
For us.
She was one of, I don't know if she was his
Lydia was his third wife.
Which I know.
Yeah.
And that's the one, yes.
Yeah, Lydia May was his third wife. She wasn't the little gal from Santa Clara that his dad was going to go marry. It was Lydia May. Well, anyway, you know, when we became a colony in that, in the States, that's when polygamy was against the law. So guess who was thrown into jail? John. Here's a picture of him right here in his little striped suit. Right here in that picture right there. He was thrown in jail. this one morning, he woke up, everybody's gone, and he was locked in. He knew they'd all gone to breakfast. And he thought, oh, I'm hungry. He started playing his violin, and he played it louder and louder and louder. And finally, the warden came and says, John, you quit playing that violin. It's driving us crazy. He says, you give me my breakfast, and I'll quit playing. Well, he got his breakfast because he quit playing. But the story goes that the reason he got out early was because they got so sick of his violin playing. So, or his fiddle, however you'd call it. But I know he moved up north. Where did John move? Does anybody know?
You know, for a time, he lived kind of in the Tory.
Yeah, yes, up in Tory. And
That's where he's buried.
yeah, but he kept his 3 wives. And look what happened. It still just kept growing and growing and growing. After 30 children, and you know, and I'll bet you they lost a lot of children because a lot of children are lost in those days. But I think they had 30 that survived. So look out, you guys. You might have 30 children one of these days.
Our grandpa, Warren Covington, helped his mother, you know, I guess John Thomas support him all.
Oh, I
So
bet.
he was a sheep herder and stuff and helped support his mother and their children.
Well, up in Torrey,
He was the
there's a
oldest.
lot of sheep. Have you ever been to Spring City up there? It's a historical town.
There's Kathy at the
Have you ever been to Moroni?
In Tory.
Anybody been to
Torrey.
Moroni? Utah? Well, go and you can go up to Spring City, and it's a historical town, and they haven't allowed anything to come in, no 7-Elevens, no Costco's, no nothing. It's just a historical little town. It's worth your time to go visit. Don't go on a Sunday because everything's closed, but go during the week, and you can go in. They've got cute little stores there. But sheep, right now it's the season. We just drove through there. Every sheep had 2 lambs with them. Some of them had 3. And there was more sheep than I ever saw in my life. So that's sheep country. So that's where he raised. So he'd know where Spring City is. Because Torrey and all of that's kind of in the same area. Oh, I bet you all would like a little fresh air. Would you like a little fresh air? Before we go out though, I gotta show you something. Let me see, I gotta come right over
At
here.
least half of them still out
Uh-oh, I'm gonna shut this door. You wanna come on in? We had a tour like this, and then, you know, was it Milton, what was his name? John, the little Covington boy, what was, Milt?
Miles? Probably Miles.
Miles. First thing he asked me, he says, can we go upstairs? You know, everybody wants to go upstairs first thing. Well, this little girl decided she's gonna go upstairs before everybody else. And guess what? All of a sudden we heard this horrible scream. She come running down the steps over us and out to the car. And when we got up there, this door was open. And you know what? Everybody has a skeleton in the door. And Melinda had fallen out and scared her to death. I was telling Susan earlier that we have Halloween here. We do it like the haunted house, and the Covington children come back as zombies. But this is what Mrs. Covington looks like when she comes back. But can you imagine that little girl opening this door? Well, anyway, we all have skeletons in our closet, don't we? Sure. Hey, let's step out here and get some fresh air. Oh, the other way. It's really weird.
It's wonky.
It's wonky. Okay, now I hope it doesn't cave in out here. It's a little. Just warning you. This cool.
I feel sketchy up on this.
Come stand on the railing. We'll all go together. Who just graduated from high school? Congratulations. Look at go. That's so cool. My word, graduate and look at you. Here's the Covington house. I'm amazed. Proud of you. But I just want you to come here and look at this water. When we got here, there was hardly, like I said, we had Adair Springs and we had the warm springs, or we call it the boilers up there. Have you ever been swimming in the boilers? You can all go up there today and go swim and just go jump in at 78 degrees. There's 4 boilers in it, and you just push yourself down and they'll pop you right back up. And it's right up here. You ought to go take these kids up and dive in with their clothes on. Their clothes on, not skinny dip. But anyway, this water represents, we had to get up early every morning to get all of our water out of the ditch. because that's what we drank with, that's what we cooked with, and that's what we bathed with. Does anybody know why we had to get up so early to get it? Is there a reason for it? To beat the cattle. She knew, because the cattle came right after we did. And if you waited for the cattle, it was kind of dirty. But right down here is hollyhocks. How many of you girls have ever made a hollyhock doll? We're going to go down if anybody wants to make a hollyhock doll before you leave. We'll show you how to make them. They didn't have much, like I said, they came around and they made something out of everything. So, look at these girls. Now we're going to come back and make hollyhock dolls. Come on up and join us. This pecan tree, it has pecan. I know in Hurricane you have a lot of pecan trees. Don't you?
Good, how you doing?
Oh yes, February, wow. This tree is just loaded. And anybody can come and get pecans here.
Never seen the inside before.
And over there is the old tiding house.
Did you say that this deck was part of the house, or did they add it later?
They added this on. This is, everything underneath has been added on.
So I can cross it.
For a minute. It wasn't built in 1857. It was built in 19 something. So anyway, oh, what were their names?
The Earls.
The Earls. Okay, Earls did live here. Yeah, a lot of people lived here.
She said they did some remodeling, changing.
Yeah. But when we got it, when we took it over, we always did floors are original. These floors are original.
A lot of history.
She said this is from the boiler.
Yes, it is. David, how are you doing?